All right, so it's been a while. I'm kind of nervous to record this video, but yeah, I'm in my kitchen room because I just woke up and I was deciding what to eat. But before that, I decided, okay, let me just record a video because it's been a while, right? It's been a while. Let's just do it, right? So let's just begin with this story. Last night, fair to say last morning because it was 2 a.m., I was using my laptop. Actually, I was writing a code. Would you agree? Actually, I'm lying because nobody writes a code these days, right? So I was just staring my screen, laptop screen, because AI was writing a code for me, right? And subconsciously, I'm just wondering and wondering my entire career, my entire existence. Because see, since 2016 to as of now, I'm in this industry. I have written so many lines of code, thousands of codes, worked for multiple companies and different kinds of product. I have an experience, right? It's fair to say. But these days, watching AI writing code for me, doing everything, 10x better, 100x better than me, right? So of course, every developer should wonder their existence, right? And about me, I'm a software engineer and I do use Cloud Code, ChatGPT, Gemini, and so many AI tools every single day to get my job done, right? And it's fair to say more than 90% of my code I don't have to write. You know the answer, right? See, literally, I just have to open my laptop if I'm at my office, at my home, and just give a couple of prompts, one or a couple of, and boom, the code is ready. The project has iterative progression. And you might be thinking, okay, this guy is just writing some prompt. He calls himself as a developer. Apart from writing a prompt, what he really does, right? I'll tell you honestly. So my role is talking with AI using a code editor like Cursor, Codex, and just sit comfortably and just watching AI writing code because I just to communicate in the form of prompts, right? So what I need to do, I just need to agree the response from the AI. Sometimes I have to disagree to match my thought process, what I'm thinking and what I'm getting, right? So it's like overseeing the AI and just hitting approvals and pretending you are like a top-notch senior developer. That's all I'm doing these days. So funny sometimes, actually, so exciting at the same time, right? And at the end of the day, even the month, actually, we are getting paid, right? Who doesn't love this though? I do. All right. And while doing all these things, of course, I have to write some code, right? I have to modify some variables. I have to, correct some logic in between because AI at the end, it's a machine, right? It understands things at scale with a larger competency. But meantime, I also need to adjust the response because I know the nitty gritty details of the products, the business logic side, right? So not most of the time, but often I have to modify few things which a no programmer could do. Just imagine how I'm, deliberately justifying my role, right? It's fun. And recently, while doing all this stuff with AI, and at the office, at the home, building my side project, something weird happened. It was so cool but scary at the same time. I'll tell you. I was working with a legacy code base and that was being written before 2000s. Actually, I think before the date of my birth, right? So it was a legacy code, a complex projects, a huge, humongous code base, right? A dependency with multiple projects as well, and 5 or 6 different technical stack. So I was one of the team, and for one particular sprint, we have to refactor the whole code base. So to do that, we have to understand every single line of code, all the business side of logics, right? And it was kind of complex. And at the same time, the code was, of course, monolithic and super, super complex, right? so many outdated packages, the concepts, it literally was outdated, but somehow the project is running, right? So that was the problem statement. So what I did personally is I decided, okay, let me just do a kind of DIY kind of thing with the artificial intelligence tools. I used to use Claude $100 max subscription. So I decided, okay, let me just feed everything, the whole code base, multiple project dependencies, all the written PR, documentations, links, and whatever I have an idea in my thoughts, written down everything, right? And prepared couple of .md files and started prompting. Hey, this is my problem statement. I want to get started with this. This is what I'm thinking, and this is what I want to achieve. Let's continue doing deliberately without breaking anything, right? These are the examples of the prompts I get started, but meanwhile, of course, more technical prompts in between. So I spent a couple of hours actually because the project was big, too complex, right? After some hours, you can guess, right? That monolithic code built 30 years around before seems like a fresh piece of code built in 2026 with the latest dependency, with the latest technological stack, with all the business logic matched, with all the requirements met. Right? And I was just wondering, wow, man, this is dope, right? I just spent a few hours pretend like I'm a software engineer, communicated with couple of prompts, hardly 15 or 20 prompts at max, right? Just waiting the response, approving things, right? And boom, everything just changed, right? And I was able to run the server, the back end, the front end, everything was running smoothly. And now just imagine there is no cloud code, there is no AI. It would have taken handful number of developers, at least 5 developers in different domains, database, backend, front end, multiple engineers, right? With the top position, solution architect, backend, maybe senior engineer, the front end, mid level, senior, junior, whatever, right? A complete set of engineers with a different competency level will be required. And time, what do you think? How long it's to take? Actually, it should take more than a week, at least, in the best case scenario. And the worst case, of course, a couple of weeks, right? But see the difference. We have a cloud code with just $100 subscription and couple of hours with couple of prompts, doing some interactions, I'm able to achieve the same kind of thing. See, I cannot guarantee it's 100% as what we wanted, but it's near there, right? Of course, there is a final touch we have to do. Now it makes me think, right? I believe you guys are also thinking, wow, this is super cool, right? So that was the story. And what changed? Let me just tell you. See, from the day one of me writing a code to as of now, it's been more than 6 years. I was, always thinking, okay, my value, my core value is how well I write a code, right? How well it comes with everything, the design, systems, architecture, security, everything. But it sum up with how well I do write the code. That is my USP, that is my value, right? I used to think, and still I think the same. But after this scenario, the experiment I did, it changed everything. I don't need to write a super quality code because the codex is there. The cloud code is there. I just have to spend a couple of dollars and some quality time interacting with the AI to get my job done, right? So I don't have any USP anymore, right? How well I do write a code doesn't matter at all. At least for me, I'm thinking this way, right? But still I have expertise, I have an industry domain, right? So many different things. It matters for sure. Don't be afraid. But when I question myself, okay, if AI is writing every single line of code, at least most of the code, then what I should do, right? Shall I just do a moral support to Claude? Hey, Claude, good job. You did the best job. Keep doing it, bro. You did great. Yeah. Only the moral support, or are there anything left to do? And honestly, I don't have a clear picture. Like, right? I'm still figuring out, and I believe most of the developers too. For a long period of time, we used to think developers are there for writing a code, right? Maybe the definition of what developers should do is changing, right? From how well the developers write a code to maybe a different perspective. Maybe it's less about writing a code and more about understanding the requirement, understanding the domain, understanding what to build, to when to build, understanding how to prioritize, right? Understanding the segment of code base from every spectrum, from security, from compliance, from database, from scalability, from whatnot. So many things, right? So it is going to be less about writing a code and more about a different picture, because the AI is the one is backing every tech industry, right? So since AI is evolving and changing, it's still the definitions of developer from how well you write a code to a different perspective is it will keep changing. It will keep iterating, right? So we should adapt. But see, one thing is clear: AI is not there to replace us, right? For sure, everybody says, okay, the developer, the coding is one domain which will be replaced fast. Even Anthropic CEO says this, right? But I'm kind of disagree with this. But of course, the penetration will be high. AI is not coming. Actually, it is there. It is here. Actually, right, sitting next to me. As an assistant. Right. It's up to me how well I can utilize that. It's like having a world's best developer sitting with you and helping you to write a code. But subconsciously, behind the scene, I have to draft. I have to create that environment to achieve that synergy with me versus that AI tool. So whatever I do use. So I started this video by telling my curiosity about existential crisis, right? See, I'm still hustling and still figuring out things, right? So I don't have all the answers yet, and nobody has either, I believe, but I might have some solution, right? Which I'm thinking since last morning. So step one could be we should not panic. No panic. Even if AI is coming after us, AI is taking our job, whatever the situation is, we should not panic. Steps two could be we should keep figuring out before AI figures out that as well, right? So we should be one game ahead of AI, right? So AI can master coding, technicalities, so many things, right? But there are some domains which AI could not master, right? So we should identify domains within the tech, within the coding spectrum, right? And we should be ahead all the time, and we should keep figuring out. Yeah, keep figuring out, and I'll be right next to you figuring out myself, right? So see you in the next video.